Was $17,600 the bottom for Bitcoin? Maybe. In this video, I want to share some charts with you that show that we've either seen the bottom or at least very close to it. So let's discuss some of those charts and some scenarios that might give us a clue about finding the bottom for Bitcoin. Now, the first chart that I want to show you is the weekly chart for Bitcoin. In particular, I want to take a look at the RSI. You see, Bitcoin has effectively been in a downtrend on the RSI since early January 2021. Now, by the time we put in the first major cycle peak, momentum for Bitcoin was already fading pretty hard. The RSI between early January and the 65K top in April fell from 95 all the way down to 72. That's a huge slowdown in momentum. By the time we got the rally up to $69,000, the RSI only managed to peak at 68, lower than the 65K earlier cycle top, showing that the 69K rally was actually something of an anomaly. Ever since then, Bitcoin has been in a massive downtrend. Right now, Bitcoin is challenging that RSI downtrend line. Now, a break here could actually represent a significant potential for a real reversal in Bitcoin's fortunes. Now, it's not yet confirmed, so don't go out and pop the champagne just yet. Next, let's talk about the S&P 500, which, yeah, I know is not Bitcoin, but as we have seen this year, the fate of Bitcoin is so tightly correlated right now to the fate of the S&P 500. And what is interesting is that right now, there's a big, fat, stinking, nasty old bullish divergence on the S&P 500. Just take a look at this here, clean as can be. This is a pattern that has in the past been a big catalyst for market reversals. Now, as we saw when similar price action played out back in 2015 and in 2008, those epic bullish divergences, back then, they came in at times of maximum fear, maximum pessimism in the markets. And then we, of course, saw epic rallies that followed, multi-year rallies. History does not repeat, although it does often rhyme. So the question is this time different? Are we about to see the next big rally? Next, I want to share this chart with you from Kevin Svensson. It shows a market cycle tops and basically the subsequent bullish pivots that come afterwards. So looking at the 2013 bull run, it took 81 weeks before we got a bullish pivot. Looking at 2017, it took 68 weeks to get that bullish pivot and start the market reversal that led to, major bear market rallies, which eventually kicked off new cycles. Now, if we look at an average here, then we could potentially expect a bullish pivot for Bitcoin to come in March or April next year. Basically, another 25 weeks to go before we can say, hey, look, of course, based on this model, actually look for a real reversal. Although some people would contend that the technical top for Bitcoin was not in November, but was actually in April 2021. And that whole move, that whole business up to 69K, just a bit of a fugazi. Now, if that is the case, then it would likely indicate that we're actually very close to finding a reversal point for the market. Now, before I tell you about the next few charts and a bit of a warning as well, just a reminder that if you do not yet have an account over on Bybit, you need to get yourself one. It is the best exchange for trading crypto. It has 0% spot market fees, and use that link down below in the description to start your account, and you're going to be able to claim up to $4,450 in deposit bonuses. Find out why over 10 million traders do their trading on Bybit. Just check out that link in the description. Now, let's look at the similarities between the 2018 bottom and now. First, we had the big painful crash. That was our capitulation event back in 2018. Everybody then was calling for $1,000 Bitcoin, much like everyone now is kind of calling for a $10,000 Bitcoin. After the big crash came, we got a good little bear market rally just to take the bears by surprise. Then a period of complete and utter boringness of sideways action for weeks and weeks on end. Bitcoin was dead. There was almost no volatility for months. And then a massive rally kicked off. Now let's look at 2022. First, we have our big crash from 30K down to 17K, about the same distance actually in crash percentage-wise as we saw with Bitcoin in late 2018. Very interesting, right? Then we had a sweet little bear market rally, very reminiscent of 2018. Then we had, and are still having, a period of, well, relative boringness and lack of volatility. Bitcoin market bottoms, they are often followed by these periods of very low volatility. Everyone thinks Bitcoin's dead. Nobody wants to be a part of it right now. So the similarities in these market bottoms, very, very, very interesting. Now, if this ends up being the case, then a significant bear market rally could be closer than a lot of people expect. And look, those rallies don't just happen overnight. They take a while to build up, but it could be building in that direction. Now let's discuss the realized cap HODL wave. Now this is at its lowest level ever. Does that mean it has bottomed and it's not gonna go lower? Not necessarily, no. But previous bear market bottoms have been marked by these kinds of deep valleys in the charts. Exactly the kind of valley that we're seeing right now. Certainly noteworthy. Next, let's talk about the Bitcoin balance on exchanges, which look, it really isn't so much of a bottom indicator, but instead just a, whoa man, that's some crazy stuff right there kind of indicator. The balance on exchanges is now as low as it was back in January 2018. The trend for this bear market, unlike the last one, has been of intense accumulation. You can see that in 2018 and 2019, more and more Bitcoin was actually sent into exchanges as people capitulated. They got out of the market. It's the complete opposite now. The lower the price goes, the more people are buying. And a word of warning too, in all of these bullish data points and all these different charts, the bear market is still not over. Things can still get worse. I don't have a crystal ball, and those people calling for $14,000 Bitcoin, they may still get their wish. The big thing right now for the market that everyone's talking about though that could bring in this bullish catalyst is the rumor that the Federal Reserve may be pivoting soon. In particular, that the next rate hike of 0.75% in November will be the last one of such a big size, and that the subsequent raises are going to come in at 0.5% and then at 0.25%, and that we could actually see a stop to rate hikes altogether in early Q1 next year. The Federal Reserve has stated a target of 4.5 to 5%, which puts us on that timeline for a Q1 stop of rate hikes. Unless, of course, nuclear war breaks out or Europe turns into like, I don't know, the Hunger Games this winter as everybody fights over firewood, then we could see a real relief rally coming in for the markets. At least, a big bear market rally, right? But that is just a rumor on top of some theories, so, make of it what you will. Okay, that's it. Bye.